Welcome to Dark Psychology World Channel. I hope you like it, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. Now I will start reading this book to you. How to visualize. Once you visualize like this, reality shifts instantly. Audiobook. Life. Imagine a world where you can easily achieve your deepest desires and wildest dreams, where you have the ability to shape your reality. Effortlessly imagine the incredible possibilities that would arise if you could tap into the limitless power of your mind to completely revolutionize your life. The art of reality shifting. Visualization provides a clear and accessible guide to this transformative practice, helping you explore your inner self and gain personal empowerment. This book provides a clear and straightforward guide to transforming your life by harnessing the strength of visualization, covering everything from conquering self-doubt to achieving your dreams. Get ready for an incredible journey that will push your boundaries, open up new opportunities, and help you reach your highest potential. Whether you're looking for personal growth, professional success, or a more fulfilling life, are you prepared to become skilled in visualization and take control of your own future? Creative mental imagery can be the catalyst to sparking a new and exciting relationship with life. Visualization is the very pirate ship that will plunder and steal away the limits that have been entrenched in our personal growth and the wall that has blocked us from living a life that is mentally, emotionally, and financially abundantly rich. The meditative exercise will allow us to experience these benefits and more. These are but simply a few of the many enhancements that practicing visualization elicits. By not practicing visualization, we lose the opportunity to become what we are meant to be: a vital, resonating creature who feels united to the world around them. One of the more essential, effective, and immediately gratifying healing tools is the practice of creative visualization. Each individual has within them an imagination, the birthplace of their dreams and goals, and a vision. Each individual has the magnificent power of visualization to help them create a life that is successful, happy, and healthy. Through visualization, we can daydream or ponder and produce from the deepest part of ourselves an image of things as they should be, and with a single purpose: envelop the image and fill in the colors from the palette of our imagination. Our thoughts and actions. This power cannot be destroyed by anyone other than ourselves, and it cannot be taken from us if we achieve a mindful way of life. Now, this is not to say that visualization, that the imagination is pixie dust, and that closing your eyes and imagining that you're a millionaire will put $1 million in your bank account. That's falling into the trap of visualizing the end result without identifying and beginning the individual steps that make that end result happen. Vision without action is famous for being empty. Action without vision is infamous for being blind. Steps still need to be taken. Actual experiments, if you like, with undergo analyzed and corrected based on their results, but visualization is the radar without which those rocky shores cannot be avoided. While the concept of visualization may be easy for many to understand, the implications and complexity of the concept usually aren't. The key to getting better at any practice, whether it's a sport or a spiritual discipline, either it's a sport or a spiritual discipline, is understanding it more deeply, not doing it more strenuously. Only if we understand the transformative power of visualization are we likely to pursue its potential for its own sake with patience, perseverance, and depth of concentration. That very generalization itself brings us to the most profound point about the transformative power of visualization. Anything that you can visualize, you can have. Anything you can imagine yourself actually doing and being is something you can do and be. That's because anything that exists in the cosmos, whether identified by a Buddhist, believed in by a Christian, or anticipated by a physicist, is something that conforms to the laws of the universe. Lesson 1: the key elements of this level visualization. At this, your personal challenge is to coherently order all the elements of space, scale, time, and your relationship to them. The goal is to create an elaborate and systemic picture that includes as many physical details of your setting, the people, and the goings as you can in small settings. Information about the air wall and building textures becomes most crucial to the story you're telling yourself about where the scene occurs. In larger exhibits, the play of sunlight is more important in the chaos of large demonstrations or meetings in progress. During the visualization, you'll need to keep your head and in the most populated places of all sight and scale of the surroundings. Show you how others relate to you and you to them. All these bits and pieces sell you a sense of real components together. Each piece reproduces its contribution to your total perception of reality. Moreover, you need such a vast amount of deliberate details to truly feel grounded at this. Not piles of abstraction, but lots of good basic middle-level stuff is what you need as you create your this. If your mental movie were to stand alone without words, other people would immediately recognize it as this. What does the air smell like? How does the sunlight modulate at different times of the day? What would people's voices sound like when you're inside a building? Is it warm or cool? Are your hands clammy or dry? What sights and sounds interest your body most? What happens when you move through the air to touch certain object? How do they feel? How much force does your body use to push a heavy door wide open, half open, or closed? Can you hear a chuckle or crashing dishes from the floor below? Finally, don't rely on sight alone. What other sensory information helps you confirm that you are there? How much you feel if you were really there? Clamp onto this sense of enacted space first through a sense of kinesthesia that's personal, not abstract. Then integrate while you relate to other senses as you playfully experiment with all these things. Let their sum total, simple and yet defined, dissolve the self-imposed wall between fact and fantasy. At this level of visualization, your task is to create mental movies that are both as lifelike and as detailed as possible. Every sensation and detail is important. Everything needs to be in focus. In this way, you use visualization to help reality evolve for your best, as opposed to the 7th of T's 10 other worldly levels. This level visualization contains lots of tiny things. It's totally absorbing for the moment. Factuality is beside your point. You'll nail it to the wall later. For now, just accrue as many tiny details as you can. Your job is to help your unconscious mind use this as a blueprint to prepare your body to operate competently within this specific new reality. For example, research shows that if you haven't been to a certain place in 3 or more years, the visualization that works best to orient you now is the one that helps you most powerfully relive as many specific details and sensations of that location as you possibly can. These are some of the key building blocks that bring your visualization into clearer focus. Lesson 2: vivid mental imagery. When you create your imaginary experience, it is important to keep the notion and this or something better is now coming to me for my greatest and highest good, as well as a belief in the universal mind, which is there for you as much as it is there for you, as much as it is there for anyone. This is all a very spiritual act. I know of a man and woman who loved each other but could not afford to spend more than a very short, pleasant interval together. Unable to make this meeting longer, the man created in imagination a job that was perfect for him, and he visualized it daily. However, something better than this job came, and he visualized that and continued to do so. until he was a successful person to make your mental pictures sharper. Make no effort to hold them, but let them come and go. They will linger longer and become clearer the more you can feel, taste, hear, smell, and see your dream life in technicolor images. The better. Try to make these visualizations as lifelike as possible so that the imaginary experience is nearly real as a real life experience. This will only occur if you use imagery as described, involving as many of your various senses as possible and making the images vivid and full of detail. It is not a problem if you cannot use all the other senses such as smell or taste as much as sight and sound. Lesson 3: engaging all your senses and visualization. This time, instead of finding a scenic lookout where you can simply focus on what you're seeing, make sure you also have a place to sit down and rest for a while. You will probably want to remain even longer than usual in this pleasant environment. Your chosen location should have something unusual or pleasant about it to offer for at least each of the 4 remaining senses. After a while of exploring those particular sensory impressions in your mind, you may want to sit down and offer up a sample of whatever pleasant treat you've been daydreaming about. Once the daydream is over, ground yourself and then peek in on the experience right away. Repeat the visualization twice more, making slight adjustments to cause everything to be increasingly pleasant. Then mentally stand up, walk back to where you'd begun to ground yourself, and open the sensory gates wide open before you. Emerge from your sanctuary of peacefulness. In reality, the daydreams won't come true if you re-enter the everyday world blinking like a wide-eyed grasshopper shouldering its way out of the ground. Mindfully walk back to reality. Start by mentally repeating step 1 and visually grounding yourself so you feel entirely comfortable and secure. You don't want anything to interrupt your meditative journey. Then move on to step 2 and ensure that your eyes, ears, nostrils, and mouth are slightly closed. Make any necessary adjustments to increase the feeling of inner peace. Then slowly open all of those sensory gates so you can perceive the world around you without being flooded by it. Once you're comfortable with your increased perceptiveness, move on to step 3 and begin to visualize yourself in a beautifully calming setting that invites you to stay longer than usual. While the visual sense is usually the most helpful one in creative visualization, you can engage your other senses as well to make the experience even more powerful. This will involve entering an even deeper state of relaxation and perhaps spending a bit more time in each place you visit, imagining your senses telling you about what they're experiencing in your mind's eye. When mental imagery includes only one sense, the value of the experience is diminished. For instance, if the boy could not touch the present or smell the candle burning on his cake or hear the sound of his friend's voice, the internal representation would be incomplete. Similarly, sound would also be incomplete without sight, touch, taste, and smell use. All these channels to get the maximum benefit from sensory visualization in the present tense is the first step in making your imagery seem as real as possible to yourself. The second step is to use all of your senses to make your imagination complete, allowing yourself to have the full experience as you are utilizing mental imagery will create a more compelling whole. The process of sensory visualization includes every aspect of an experience, not just images. Your mind can't tell the difference between what you are imagining and what you perceive through your physical senses. Sight is only one sense. Mental imagery, which can utilize sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell, is a powerful tool for change. To get the most from mental imagery, ensure that you also utilize the other senses. Create the experience of whatever you are visualizing in your internal world. The notion of utilizing all of your senses is important. A little boy who is imagining receiving a birthday present from a friend would be disappointed if he could not imagine the gift as well. Lesson 4: infusing conviction and emotion into your vision. Realize that every thought becomes a thing. Most become trivial materializations on the endless conveyor belt. Your premier thought streams, your visioneering efforts, however, will more rapidly attract the people, resources, and circumstance changes that lead to their physical manifestations as you think so. Do your beliefs form beliefs about your permanent abilities and the way life should or shouldn't be? These beliefs justify your behaviors, in turn creating the circumstances you're now experiencing. Silencing these voices, these pars of conversing doubt, inspiration wells forth in your doing, unveiling the indomitable life force within. This creativity, if given its head, whispers it might forge the best possible way to achieve well worthwhile into your most meaningful visioneering efforts. When you truly visualize with both conviction and emotion, thoughts become things. The greater the strength of the visualization, the shorter the time for it to morph into physical reality. The meaningfulness of the vision for all concerned adds to the power of the thought, hastening its materialization. The longer you can keep this never-ending and unsullied in its fervor, the more quickly it will transform into a physical reality. Such powerful attunement creates a certainty of knowing that defies both time and space. Lesson 5: aligning your being with desired outcomes. Visualization may be utilized either to create or to shift realities. The goal of visualization is to empower deep-seated thought comes, but the greatest change is not in the physical dimension, it is in the human being, in the all-important building for the person as a wholly functioning, ever-expanding system centering mankind in a greater whole. The real goal is to think thoughts, deep-seated thoughts that only surface to conscious mind awareness in a new way. There are many ways to utilize the powerful tool of visualization. Some of the more common methods include healing and attaining positive health sets, reducing stress programming, characteristics for change accelerating, learning ability coming, knowing gaining, guidance and personal direction, empowering goals, increasing physical performance, motivating attitude changes, communication, solving personal problems, concentrating, shifting reality, and gaining insight and understanding. Everything exists, emits an energy field, and is interconnected and synchronized with everything else, including time. Reality shifting visualization takes you from where you are to where you want to be by aligning the being that you are now with the being you will become, or the objective you will fulfill. This is accomplished by being your 5 segments of existence more in tune with the vibration of the desired objective. Lesson 6: techniques to overcome doubt in visualization. It is good to concentrate only moderately hard during said visualization, preferably have it come to the visualization session in a cheerful mood, because visualization can then proceed in a light-hearted and enjoyable manner. If concentration is too hard, this may not be much different from forcing the belief, training thought on the difficulties rather than on the good things for comfort. Previous visualization approaching techniques include taking care of one's life on all levels, ensuring that sleep, health and mood are in good order before visualizing. Some guided visualization in the early stages may make the oncoming personal visualization session easier, because guided visualization serves as an opener for private visualization at the individual level. A positive attitude not only helps in clear visualization, it may also help with belief, and once belief is there for many situations and some people, huge benefits may follow. Beliefs may interfere with visualization in a number of ways. If demanding criteria for desired belief change are imposed, much time and effort may be wasted in the process of visualization difficulties are avoided by being prepared to accept and go along with the belief change by embarking on the visualization activities in a light-hearted manner, treating the visualization as a bit of fun sometimes. An act of will helps a determined showing of one's readiness to believe the visualized scenario to act as though it were true, if only for a while. To force belief may be difficult, but the active trying can sometimes do preparatory work, making the visualization easier and helping some initial belief affirmation take place. One of the goals of these questions is the identification of any self-doubts or negative beliefs about the chosen path. When we confront them and have the courage to proceed, they dissipate quickly and are replaced with a much more positive outlook that is behind the ability to use them as motivational platforms for change. These beliefs are trickier to deal with in many cases because they are normally defense mechanisms and are used to camouflage individual fears. They give you the say, feel, but never have let you achieve the dreams that wait within you. If I could accomplish anything in life completely free of obstacles, what would I choose? And why? Questions like these get your mind thinking about what it really wants and help in the act of visualization, but they have another purpose as well. They help you recognize negative beliefs. Many people visualize achieving their goals, but when they are done, they begin thinking things such as, I can never do that, I will die trying to accomplish that, or my life will be hell if I go there or do that. Negative beliefs are directly planted during a session of visualization when self-doubts about the image being possible are entertained as real thoughts. Lesson 7: Maintaining consistency in visualization practices. Another reason why consistency is important has to do with resistance to change. Change is often painful, especially for those who resist it. The more humans psych themselves up for any change, positive or negative, the more they naturally find what they are here for, and that is to thrive on life's adventure. The process of visualization itself has a softening up effect on the resistance to change, because honestly, evaluating the many physical obstacles of the current reality is a byproduct of the process. Consequently, it is wise to realize this dual benefit of visualization and act upon the physical reality if it can be improved. Consistency in visualization practices is of great importance for a variety of reasons. One of the most obvious reasons is that in comparison to physiological shifts, psychological shifts take time. Moreover, during that time, each decision or action you take may contradict the decision that you had made previously about your reality. This will make your visualization efforts go to waste. You may plan to achieve a certain goal by a certain day, for example, and then take actions that contradict this goal and protract its achievement. Instead, Lesson 8: Balancing visualization with inspired action. Nevertheless, if you are a bit more like me, primarily a lollygagger sipping hot tea in the store, pausing by rainbows and the scent of blossoms, the next move may be slightly more challenging. After sitting in your visualization routine in a gentle manner for quite a while, you may experience a bit of apprehension or outright resistance when it comes time to roll up our sleeves and do the work required. So we often do this delicate junction of time allotment with a two-step or a gentle lead-in and an accompanying frame of mind. First, we must never forget, lest we lose the importance of all this present effort, either the want of pleasure in the life we are living or a desire for something greater. In the preceding chapters, you've drawn a bridge to new possibilities and an improved future through the power of high-impact everyday visualization. You've brought the magnificent future into the most expansive view yet, and with constant enjoyable scanning, these experiences will become the template for the circumstances you wish to create now. It is time to express and execute, moving from visualization into motivated, inspired action. Sometimes this last is my hang-up. Sometimes for people who are self-starters, always on the go, always in motion, the mental exercises of disciplined visualization prove to be a chore, sometimes heavy lifting lesson in harnessing visualization to reshape your reality. The first basic change you can effect is to change the details of the reality which exists within your mind. This might involve the ability to put yourself inside familiar situations and think about them differently. It can involve the intentional crafting of a reality that has never existed before, and it can even include the changing of physical attributes within your own body, which you have hated for your entire life. The second basic change you can effect involves putting into effect a sort of master plan with a desired set of events at a deeply subconscious level. If you want to become perspective transformation mastery, you essentially request the universe to put the needed clues on a silver platter in front of you over the next few months or years, and then trust in the unified mind to take care of the rest. The final basic change that's easiest to effect is the conscious regaining of control over your own subconscious form, so that mental imagery simply becomes one more powerful tool you actively control rather than the other way around. When put into the motion together, and assuming you can at least partially understand the immense power that both positions can wield, the ability to create your own universe can serve as the first step towards starting a highly focused quest for mastery over our lives. You've seen through the pages of this book how visualization can play a powerful role in reshaping the reality you experience. However, before you go off and attempt to completely reshape your mental imagery around everything in your life, there are some things you should understand about the practice of visualization in this regard. The foremost being that there is more to making very significant life changes through consciousness reshaping than simply visualizing in reality. Visualization should not be a one-dimensional process. There are numerous paths by which you can influence the mental signals sent out to your universe. The strength behind these different approaches is that they all involve playing with the same higher self or unified mind, which has offered many of the natural cures detailed in this book thus far. Lesson 10: manifesting your deepest desires through visualization. When you apply visualization to reality, shifting your scope of intent is directed to the future, but it does not have to be. There is considerable power to be realized in directing your intent toward the past. Skillfully applied, it can even impact your present moment. Here is an example of how you might utilize the powers of visualization in conjunction with global awareness to change your past. You were still awake at 11 p.m. last night and forgot to tape a particular show on TV, which is coming on right about now. No problem with a mental picture of the TV screen in your mind. Just relive the moment and change the channel, being careful to linger for just a second or two, even on stations that you know are not even likely to carry the program. When you get to the right source with a clear and actual recorded image of something happening, the broadcast will happen with the powerful tools provided in previous sections. You now have the capability of both transformation and global awareness. You have been trained in a skill of visualization and have been introduced to the terrific tools of meditation. You will find that if you meditate regularly, shifts will often happen automatically. Yes, you will soon be grounded and confident enough that these awakening states become almost synonymous with meditation. This is because meditation and visualization are inseparable components of a single acquired higher level skill called by some quieting your mind, a term that many of us do not particularly although it is useful for the beginner if these purely physical meditative practices are not your cup of tea, feel free to utilize the breathing exercises in conjunction with the visualization techniques when you begin to transcend your ego. This quieting will happen on its own. At this point, you could be caught walking down the street at any moment, gaining a perspective of heightened awareness. Your desire for personal transformation will only be highlighted on your journey with the Voice of Mind. Lesson 11. Unlocking your fullest potential through visualization. By maintaining a clear focus on the components of the art of reality-shifting visualization and practicing the associated enhancing methodologies, you can create the conditions optimal for your unfolding life events. This will enable you to experience an existence rich with a profound accompanying sense of fulfillment and well-being. With a strengthened understanding of the power of modern visualization comes the realization of expanded possibilities. You will be open to and participating in, to a greater extent, the infinite potential available to you and all humanity through the expanded use of the phenomenal power of visualization. We begin to remember and feel fully aligned with the most extraordinary truth of our utmost potential, being reunited with the presence of our true authentic selves, enhancing your awareness of visualization and your practice of reality. Shifting visualization will provide exponential benefits to you along your life's journey as you immerse yourself in visualizing, believe in the possibilities and truth of your outcomes, and utilize the enhancements. You will experience an extraordinary transformation. This transformation opens the door for you to uncover and allow for the fullest expression of your pure potential. Lesson 12. The art of reality shifting visualization in practice. The art of reality shifting visualization repackages this inherent ability just enough to make it more strategy-oriented for deliberately shifting your reality into more desirable configurations. It does this by creating a simple, easily understood small collection of sensible guidelines that will allow you to harness the primal power of your thoughts to deliberately bring about change in your life. The following chapters will supply you with an understanding of how this tool works, how to use it effectively, and practical methods for doing so. There's nothing secret about visualization in and of itself. When you daydream, when you wonder what would it be like if, when you imagine yourself doing things brilliantly, when you wish, when you make believe you are visualizing. In fact, visualization is at the heart of all your perceptions and consequently all your thoughts and attitudes. The mental pictures and imaginary scenarios you concoct in your mind are the direct precursors of all of your feelings and behaviors. If you believe that life is designed to be a boring, joyless struggle, that belief is the direct result of your own incessant, though unconscious, visualized ponderings on that subject. Final lesson: transforming your life from the inside out. We may personify these three factors as matter, mind, and thought, individualize them, and say that matter represents to us the archetypal substance which is already existent, producing creative energy. The mind represents the mold, accepting and reflecting the architectonic thought. Every thought is held and composed in order to set a concourse of other thoughts similar to its inherent nature. When we are critical concerning the appearance of our bodies, it is our mental and emotional attitudes that we are being critical of. For how we appear, how we look is nothing more than a direct reflection of how we feel about ourselves inside. To mentally modify, then, we must sincerely think and passionately feel and act the part which we would be transformed into. Then the transformation will appear of its own accord, for it is the fulfillment and fruition of our attitude. Mankind has long dreamed of transforming himself into a being of beauty and perfection. He has met with many failures in the hope of doing so, but beautification and perfection are at the same identical state of creativeness. So when man struggles to artistically maintain beauty, he sees at best only negative success, for such accomplishment is only a far reflection of how it is originally achieved. All that man is or ever may be is represented by the substance or matter of space. He has no life, no ability to telegraph from being to being any destructive or other intelligence, and if he is without a thought or mind, there is no conscious thought or a conscious mind to receive the life. Every action is predicated upon a thought. Learn how to effectively visualize and tap into the incredible potential of your mind with this method: thinking, holding, and imaging with symbols. You can generate powerful mental images that deeply connect with your subconscious. Utilize all your senses. Align your beliefs with your desires and visualize with unwavering conviction. With practice, doubts will fade away and your ability to create change will grow stronger. Keep in mind, this goes beyond just daydreaming. It's a powerful tool for personal growth, supported by neuroscience and philosophical understanding. Find a balance between visualizing your goals and taking action towards them. As you do this, you'll start to see changes in your reality that reflect the clear and vivid images you've created in your mind. Embrace this transformative journey and get ready to witness amazing changes in every area of your life. Thank you for taking me on this journey with you. This is Dark Psychology World Channel. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, subscribe, like, and share.